inside the LA Convention Center where it is all going down this week as we lead right up to Super Bowl 56. A bunch of awesome memorabilia you see there on display for fans to check out, and hundreds of media members right here broadcasting from Radio Row, getting everybody ready for the big game between the Rams and the Bengals. I'm welcoming you in and headlining Radio Row, the FanDuel Sportsbook set, and of course, more ways to win. Welcome in, everybody. Thanks for hanging with us as we get you set for the big game on Sunday. I'm your host, Lisa Kerney, and of course, our sports betting experts filling out our starting five. We've got Dave Weaver, we got Andrew Phillips, we got Cole Wright, we got Eddie Gross, in-house headliners, I call you guys. We're the starting five. Awesome stuff, guys. This place is filling up. NFL players, both current and former, media and fans taking part in the fan experience. Have you guys checked it out yet, by the way? The fan experience?
I kicked a 45-yard field goal.
As a matter of fact,
second try.
Really?
Right, a 4.3140. I did. It's true.
See, they're all lying.
Not at all.
Check this out, guys.
In heels?
Look at that.
Oh, wow.
This is actually real. Obstacle course, underneath, over, crash through.
Tear you
Oh, my goodness. I'm still tired.
Snap.
My gosh.
In the suit. Look at that.
1.37 seconds, a new record. Yes.
Look at this.
Oh, not slow.
yeah.
No, don't do it.
You're getting shower slide.
Jiggling.
Yeah,
No,
what kind of footwear is
Look
that?
at him. He lowers his shoulder. Dave, take us through your strategy
Down.
here.
Underneath, didn't have to duck too far. And I'm just trying to land on the mat here, anywhere.
Keep your day job.
Boom. Oh, my gosh.
Stick with the horses.
And
Could
you
you
didn't
imagine
rip
how
your
good
pants.
I'd be at football? Wow, put me on the field.
What field?
Yeah.
He's like, nah, I'm going to just hang tight in this chair right here. That was awesome.
That was fun.
Dave, by the way, great job, man. You really brought it. You lowered your shoulder,
Good.
got into it.
Good workout.
I'm speechless.
Respect.
I'm speechless, too,
I'm
after
mortified.
seeing it.
I saw a flag flying, little helmet to helmet, though. You're a little low on that one, though.
Awesome stuff by you, Dave. Awesome stuff, guys. And so talking about awesome, we have huge stars joining us right here on our set. We've got Cardinals wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins right here. We've got former NFL quarterback Michael Vick on the show today. They will be here on set with us, breaking down the big game. And of course, we are getting their picks. But before we dive into all that fun, a reminder that you can place all the bets that we are talking about in this show on the FanDuel Sportsbook app right now. And for all of our new users, be sure to sign up using the account, getting your new account with this promo code MOREWAYS1000. You're going to get your first bet risk-free up to $1,000. So we got to get right into it, guys. Rams are giving 4 in this one. This line hasn't moved. It's 4.5, 4, and it's staying here at 4. Are you rethinking your bets at all? How are you playing this now that we're only a couple days away?
You know, we could talk all we want about the players on the field, but let's talk about the coaches. This is the youngest Super Bowl matchup between coaches ever. Guys in their mid to late 30s. Don't you think it's a huge advantage for Sean McVay to have been through these trenches already? He has a Super Bowl under his belt. It was a loss, but I think that was a good learning experience for him, and I give them the edge, not from just a player standpoint, but from a coaching standpoint too.
Well, any number of ways you slice it. I mean, 20 years ago, the Rams had Super Bowl winners. They got beat by Tom Brady before he was the GOAT. I mean, so you never know with the experience. I could go either way with that. The one thing I am sure of with the Bengals, and I'm not picking them to win, and I'm going to go with the Rams, I just don't think Burrow is going to be overwhelmed by the moment whatsoever. Of all the reasons to pick against Cincinnati, Cole, thinking that the second-year quarterback is going to be a deer in headlights because it's finally the Super Bowl, I just don't see that happening. Do you?
No, I don't. I see Joe Burrow going out there and getting after it like we talked about just the other day. Ed said that he lost the state championship, but since then he's been able to go out there and win every single game. And over their last 6, the Cincinnati Bengals with Joe Burrow at the helm.
He wants another cigar.
He does. He does. I think it's going to be something from a foreign land that's worth a whole lot of bucks when it comes to those prized Leafs there. But when you take a look at what this team's able to do, they win close ball games. When it comes to the Rams right now, we know that they're blowout artists. They have 8 wins of 2 scores or more. So this game right here, when it comes down to being close-knit, I think Joe Burrow is going to keep things intact, but you got to keep them clean. That's going to be the key right there.
There are a couple of storylines that I think we need to correct as far as things that we believe are big deals, but in fact really aren't. One of them is, okay, well, the Rams are really different now that Odell Beckham is there, and that you can't really look at the first half of the season. Well, really, he's fulfilling that sort of Robert Woods role. When he got injured, Odell Beckham came in. And so they're roughly that second target for Matt Stafford. So I think that all the data that we've seen in terms of the Rams in the regular season, I think that's fine. Other thing, too, is that even though Von Miller is the Super Bowl MVP and has done all these great things in his career, the pressure rate for the Rams has actually gotten worse over time.
Wow.
So this is a fantastic opportunity for Joe Burrow to sort of capitalize off of the rest of the defense aside from Aaron Donald.
You talk about Joe being Joe Cool and wanting another cigar. He's going to be unflappable on Sunday. There is another Joe Cool who started out with that nickname. Joe Montana was on NFL
I
Network
saw him today.
Did
You see
it,
that
by the
shirt?
way? He was asked about, like, yo, now we've got another Joe Cool. How do you feel about that? You were the original. And he was like, man, I've had my time. He can have it. He was like, I'm too old now. So, yeah, Joe Cool will get ready to do his thing, of course, on Sunday. And we're going to jump right into player prop bets here. And Pony and Cole, this one is for you. And I am going to start with Burrow because, Pony, you just said he's not going to be overwhelmed. Over or under 1.5 touchdown passes for Burrow?
So we had 2 in the AFC Championship game for him. That was a lower scoring game. That game went way under. I think he's going to get it in garbage time. I think my game script for this one is Rams get ahead big, okay? The hits take a toll on Burrow, but he doesn't quit. And I think somewhere in the fourth quarter, he gets that touchdown that puts him over.
Well, like you said, garbage time, that's going to be something that really lends to his stat padding in this game. Like I said, I think that this is going to be a Cincinnati victory, and you take a look what he's been able to do over the last handful of games. 6 games, 13 touchdowns, just 2 interceptions. I think the key for Joe Burrow is that efficiency. He's been sacked 63 times so far this season. Like we said, it's going to be a tale of the offensive line. Will they be able to keep him clean? Will he be upright at game's end? I think the less damage that Joe Burrow incurs, the more success that the Cincinnati Bengals are going to have.
All right, Ed and Dave, this next one is for you. As we continue to bet these props, again, you can find them right now on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. But Dave and Ed, what about the first running back to reach 10 or more rushing yards? Do you think it'll be Akers or Mixon? Dave, I'm going to start with you.
Well, you know, those first drives are the scripted drives where they know what they're going to do. And to me, when you have Cooper Kupp and Odell Beckham, you pass. And when you have Joe Mixon, you run. So I just think the script, Ed, sets it up more for Mixon to be the guy that gets 10 yards before Cam Akers.
The Bengals much would prefer establishing the run early, in large part to give Joe Burrow a little bit more breathing room, things like that. Not to mention, the Rams want to diversify the portfolio when it comes to the backfield. You don't exactly know who's going to be getting a lot of those carries, especially in those scripted plays. And so I feel like Joe Mixon, committed to him, committed to the run. Bengals have it.
All right, there you have it. Our guys betting those for you. There are hundreds of others, fun game and player prop bets right now for you on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. You can check them out right now. But hey, we get it. If you prefer a simple money line bet, you got to do you. We get it. FanDuel has got your back, hooking you up with a crazy odds boost. Check this out. It's Super Bowl 56, so new users making their first sportsbook wager will get 56-1 odds, up to $5 on a moneyline bet for the Super Bowl. That's right. A winning $5 wager means you'll win $280 in cash. It is that simple. You just pick the winner here, guys. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Sign up with that promo code MOREWAYS1000. Get your new account. Place that moneyline wager on the Super Bowl. You can do it right now and take advantage of the 56-1 odds promotion going on right now. It is the FanDuel Sportsbook app. And I got to tell you guys about a chance to win part of $1 million just by betting $5 on the Super Bowl. It's the $1 million Super Bowl Double Down promotion. And here's how it works. It's right there. Just bet at least $5 on the Super Bowl. You'll get a $5 credit on the FanDuel Casino app. And in addition to that, you'll also be entered into a contest to win part of $1 million prize pool. So just do your thing, man. Place the $5 bet. Check in on the FanDuel Sportsbook app after the Super Bowl is over to see if you've won a share of that $1 million prize. Again, it's the FanDuel Sportsbook and the FanDuel Casino app. And now it is here. I want to bring in a very special guest to the set here on More Ways to Win, the 5-time Pro Bowl wide receiver, DeAndre Hopkins, on set with us. What's up? How's it going? Thanks for hanging.
Thank you. Life is good. You
Yeah?
know, I'm up here on set with you great people, so no, it's good. Can't complain.
Welcome.
All right. Yeah, I'm going to get your Super Bowl pick in just a moment.
All
But
right.
first, I want to just see, you missed a couple games there, coming back from injury. I want to know how you're feeling, how you're doing, where you're at. Kind of take us into your world.
Yeah, so obviously my team was 7-1. Had a minor setback, hamstring injury, and then a couple weeks later, the MCL injury. I tore my MCL, had surgery early December, so that's been a long process. It's, obviously one of my first, I would say, real injuries I've had in 8 years, so it's unfamiliar territory for me. And was on a great team. going into the playoffs, we had a great start, and as you guys see, we kind of fell off towards the end. And obviously, me being a key player, this injury, I would say, was part of the reason, of that setback for us. So, just, a lesson learned, taking care of the body, and coming back stronger next year.
Awesome. We wish you all the best of luck. You're way too much fun to watch play to have you sit on the sideline. I'll tell you that.
Thank you.
Dave, you're up next. What you got?
Well, so the Cardinals know the Rams very well. Played them 3 times. You were in 2 of those games. You didn't get a chance in playoffs. But you guys took it to them here in L.A.
Yep.
Then they got you over there. What can you tell us about the Rams that makes them so tough?
I would say, man, their defense. Obviously, you got great guys over there on their offense, but their defense is stacked. They got guys in the secondary. They got young guys, veteran guys as well. And I would say their leadership is why they're tough. You see Jalen getting on the guys. You see, Vaughn. He's a quiet person, but still, if you're out there on the field, those guys demand greatness from each other. And I would say their leadership.
DeAndre, you were part of one of the great iconic moments in NFL history with that Hail Murray. At the same time, what's been interesting as far as league-wide, a lot of teams are getting better and better when it comes to those 2-minute drills. Why do you suppose that offenses are so much better at it now than they've ever been?
Oh, man, that's a great question. But I would say that we practice those situations more so now. I'm not sure, I've been in the NFL going on 10 years. Than previous, me watching football or knowing, and my coaches, they kind of, let us know that, we didn't used to, practice these scenarios how we do now. And I think it's just, quarterbacks, receivers, and just, the times have changed of having a quarterback like Pat Mahomes 30 seconds. So you're going to practice those situations at practice, a minute situation at your own 50. So I would say putting those guys in those situations during practice, and every week it's a scenario situation, and Hail Mary has been one of them as well before the Hail Mary.
Now, Nuke, you talked about all the different weapons on both sides of the football for both teams. When you take a look at what the Los Angeles Rams have, especially in a guy like Cooper Kupp, 145 catches this season. Now, you're a guy who's gone over 100 catches 4 times in his career. So when you talk about how remarkable and incredible Kupp season was this year, how big of a deal is that?
Cooper Kupp has been the most consistent receiver past couple years, but I would say this year, obviously, he's shown it with the stats, but he's always been reliable and consistent. So for him to do what he's done, it's no surprise to receivers like myself, who's like, we get paid the big bucks, but we're watching Cooper Kupp film. Honestly, man, a lot of guys it's respect for him. A lot of guys like Julio and myself, we love Cooper Kupp game, but I would say Cooper Kupp is one of the biggest pieces for the Rams' success this year. Cooper Kupp is the gel of that team, the gel of that, not just the offense, but I feel like of that team. He's been one of the most consistent players past couple of years, but this year I think he's solidified himself to be one of the best receivers in the game. Wow.
DeAndre, I have to ask you, because there came a story recently with Kyler Murray scrubbing his social media accounts of all things related to the Cardinals. Have you talked to him about that? Do you know what that was all about? I
haven't talked to him about it. I'm not sure what it's about. I try to stay out of the media, but obviously it's hard when you come to media row. And you get asked those questions. But I will honestly say, whatever Kyler's doing, I'm sure he's doing what he feels best for him. And so he's my teammate still. And hopefully he's my teammate for a long time.
2 years ago, Tampa hosts Super Bowl. They win it. This year, Rams are hosting Super Bowl. I think they're going to win it. Yeah. Next year, Arizona's hosting Super Bowl. I see a trend developing here. What do you got for us?
Oh, man, I didn't know that. That's a good statistic. I feel good. I think we should be in the next year as well. Obviously, I would say we had some injuries. J.J. Watt and myself got hurt this year. Some key pieces when we were right there. Obviously, you said we beat the Rams here. We beat San Fran as well, some big teams, that went deep in the playoffs. So I think we have the pieces. It's just guys staying healthy and, obviously people, taking control of their position and just owning what they do.
You missed those 4 games, missed the playoffs. Your team needed you, man. You're going to get healthy. You're going to come back strong. I'm going to ask you about the Super Bowl in just a minute, but I want you to tell me what you're doing with Visa.
So I'm here today spotlighting local small businesses that, are from L.A., this area, this community. They chose 10 different local businesses, and they gave them $20,000 apiece to kind of help them get on their feet, COVID and post-COVID, kind of set a lot of things back. So, Visa's here to help.
Yeah, pay it forward. That's awesome.
Yeah,
good on you. Good on Visa. I love that partnership. Okay, we got a big game on Sunday. Who's going to win? Is it the Rams or is it the Bengals?
I'm going Bengals. I like Joe. I like Joe. I like, They got so many weapons on their team. The young sneaky receiver, I can't think of his name right now, but not Boyd, but the other receiver.
Chase or Higgins.
Yeah.
Both.
T. Higgins is there too.
No, not T. It's T. Boyd and
Chase.
But the other guy,
The other guy.
the fast one, number 10 or 11 maybe.
Not CJ Uzoma, tight end.
No, it's but anyway, yeah, but they got I think they got too many weapons for the Rams. Obviously, I think Von Miller, Aaron Donald, but I'm going Cincinnati.
All right.
Okay. You're just the second guy, just the second guest this week that has picked the Bengals. Sean Alexander was the first one yesterday on day 3. Here we are on day 4. DeAndre Hopkins, everybody, thanks so much for being here. We appreciate you. We wish you all the best of luck in your recovery and on to next season.
Appreciate it.
Thanks
Thank
a
y'all
lot.
for having me.
Appreciate you, DeAndre. Fantastic insight from DeAndre Hopkins, and we have another great guest coming up in just a few moments right here on the More Ways to Win set. Former NFL quarterback Michael Vick joining us right here on set. Vick, of course, revolutionized the way the quarterback position is played, was one of the first running back threats at that position. We'll ask him to break down the Super Bowl quarterbacks, get his advice for players going to this year's big game, and you know I'll be getting his Super Bowl pick as well. You just heard DeAndre Hopkins choose the Bengals, so make sure you stick around for former NFL quarterback Michael Vick joining us right here on our More Ways to Win set in just a few minutes. All right, as we continue on here on More Ways to Win from Radio Row in Los Angeles, I want to get you right to our game props. We did player props a little bit earlier in the show, and right now I'm going to turn to Ed and Cole. And you guys, I got to know, what is going to be the result of the first drive of the game? Is it going to be a punt, an offensive touchdown, field goal attempt, or are you going off the board with an other?
Who gets to go first? Is it me or is it you, Ed?
You go first.
Do I get to go first?
You go first,
Thank
Cole.
you, fine
Yeah,
gentlemen. I'm going to
absolutely.
go with
That's
a
polite.
Matt Gay field goal from inside of 30 yards. I'm going to see a Rams drive stalled out. Matt Gay going to answer the a question posed once upon a time by a tribe called Quest. Can he kick it? Mm-hmm. You guys
No,
are
he
supposed
cannot.
to finish.
No, he cannot.
Yes, he
Yes,
can.
Oh, sorry.
okay.
Yeah,
You guys must not have
that's
heard
not
that.
my karaoke
Called
song.
Quest.
I got
Sorry.
you, Cole. Fist
Okay.
bump.
All right. Okay. So where are you going?
I'm going with a punt here, and I'm going to be lame. But if you look at scripted plays for the Bengals, EPA per play, they're one of the worst teams in football. They are much better when it comes to unscripted plays, and that's why Cincinnati's here in the first place, is what they've done late in games. And then as far as the Rams, they're pretty good at scripted plays, but there's enough wiggle room to where a punt can happen.
Okay. Well, we'll see how it goes.
All right, I got to move on because one of the favorite prop bets to place of all time every single year is, of course, Gatorade when we get to the Super Bowl. So, first Gatorade color dumped on the winning coach. What is the Gatorade color? I don't know why it says first, not first, because it just is.
Well,
but what color is the Gatorade going to be, guys? Dave, I'm coming to you.
I'm going red, which really doesn't make any sense on the team colors. You think Rams are going to be blue and yellow, and the Bengals are orange, but it's about the taste. Everybody likes the red Gatorade.
I hate it.
I'm going red.
Off the board.
Turns your mouth
what are the
red.
odds
Looks
on
like you have
red?
lipstick.
You know?
Your tongue is red. It's whack, Dave.
That's my bet.
It's whack.
No.
Pony.
I like blue.
You like blue?
Plus 440.
There
You
you
go
go.
with that Rams theme. I don't see
It was
clear on the
blue
board.
recently, I think.
Well, they can't do it again?
No.
Clear was a
Gotta mix it
popular
up.
choice last year.
Yeah, where's Clear?
Clear
Clear's
made a
been
run.
forever. It's been
right.
forever since you've seen water.
They want
It's clear
electrolytes.
water.
Come
Yeah,
on.
clear
Yeah.
water or Crystal Pepsi, but
They call it like mountain something.
orange plus 184.
I like orange because that's the Bengals color, and it's also possible if the Rams win that orange is a flavor.
It's universally loved,
Okay,
Lisa.
okay. Universally loved.
It is,
Absolutely right. I'll get your high C there. Vitamin C. All right, DFS fans, one game left, and we're all in here. Got to tell you about a free Super Bowl DFS contest that you can sign up for right now. The $56,000 Super Showdown presented by Irish Spring is a single slate DFS contest for this Super Bowl only. All you got to do is head to FanDuel.com/league/Irish-Spring. Sign up, set your lineup, watch as the players on your roster just rack up those points during the Super Bowl on Sunday. Now, if your team scores enough points, you will share in the $56,000 prize pool. So get on it, everybody. You know what to do. Make sure to log on to FanDuel.com/Irish-Spring to enter for free, and you can do it now. And, of course, we've got your back here on More Ways to Win because we want to help you score those points. So we turn to senior writer and editor for Number Fire, Jim Sonis, who gives us his Super Bowl stud plays for the big game. Hey, Jim.
Thanks, Lisa. Yeah, the fun thing about the Super Bowl 56 is that we know where the ball is going on both sides, which means we can have some fun with these studs. And to me, that does start with Joe Mixon at $12,500. I think he's a bit undersalaried at that mark, mostly because of what he does near the goal line. In the full games Mixon has played this year, he has 46% of the team's red zone carries or targets. So when the Bengals get close, they go to Mixon. That's good for him, especially given a pretty nice passing game role he has had throughout these high leverage games. I also like his quarterback, Joe Burrow, checking in at $15,000. Burrow has shown that when they give him passing volume in this offense, he can come through. There is some risk here for sure because the Rams defensive line is very good. That could increase the number of sacks, interceptions, etc., etc. But Burrow has shown that he can come through even in tough spots. I do like Burrow at $15,000 as a discount from Matthew Stafford. Speaking of Stafford, I want to get most of Stafford's production by using his wide receiver Cooper Kupp, who checks in at $16,000. If you use Cooper Kupp, you're effectively getting a lot of the passing points that Matthew Stafford would get you without having to roster Stafford. So Cooper Kupp checks in at $16,000. We know he's going to be the go-to guy for this Rams offense. If Tyler Higbee can't go, we may see even more targets go Cooper Kupp's way. He's been absurdly consistent this year with a high ceiling as well. That's hard to replicate on any slate, especially a single game one. So to me, I think those are the three studs I'm focusing on most in order to get the large share of the production from both of these two high-powered offenses.
Awesome. Always love having Jim on the show. Take Jim's information, set your lineup for the $56,000 Super Showdown presented by Irish Spring. And remember, it is free. You can sign up right now at FanDuel.com/league/Irish-Spring. It is all right there. And a reminder to follow Jim Sonis on Twitter and Instagram at Jim Sonis. Hit up his podcast as well. It is awesome. The Heat Check Fantasy Podcast. You can find it on Apple Podcasts. Thanks, Jim. All right, y'all, let's get right to it because we've got a massive guest on the show with us right now. To a guy who really changed the way the quarterback position is played and, oh, by the way, defended as well. Former NFL quarterback Michael Vick on set with us. Mike, thanks for being here. So great to have you.
Thanks for having me.
And good to see you. My husband says hi, you guys.
LA.
Yeah, right?
Yes.
We're getting ready for that Super Bowl. But Patrick, you and Patrick were teammates for quite some time. He said, "What's up?"
Yep.
And he'll be here, so it'll be good to see you.
You know, that's my big bro. That's my big bro. We go way back.
Yeah, some good times in Atlanta together. All right, got to get to your expertise because we get right to these two quarterbacks. And so much has been said this week, of course, leading up to this game. But it's really your jam. I mean, you're the guy. So break down these two quarterbacks in the way that they play, and who do you see as having the advantage in this game?
Well, it's two quarterbacks that's on, the same trajectory, but, they just in different, different wavelengths right now. You got Matthew Stafford, who it just feels like this is his moment. And he said he was a big game quarterback. He came to L.A. for the big games, and he won in the wild card weekend. He won in the divisional round. He won in the championship round. So I think he proved that he's a big game quarterback. Obviously, there's one more game to play, and this will submit his legacy to me in terms of him being a Hall of Famer. I think if you win this game, Matthew Stafford is a Hall of Famer because of what he went through in Detroit for all those years and coming out on the other side. And then Joe Burrow is just ascending in the right direction. A young quarterback, the face of the league, face of the franchise, and everybody is calling him Joe Cool, and I think that's the way that you characterize this man. This kid, this man understands the game of football, and he's in the Super Bowl, so that goes without saying.
I want to follow up on that Joe Cool real quick because we've got a quarterback with this swag that we don't usually see at that position, right? It's usually the wide receivers, the DBs with all that swag and cigar and everything.
The cigar, that's what got me.
How do you feel about it?
Dance in the locker room with the cigar, that was like, okay, truly Joey Cool.
Right.
Truly Joe Cool.
And the big chain that he spent so much money on.
Yeah. I mean, he was right. He make too much money to be walking around with some fictitious jewelry around his neck. So, it's good to see those guys having fun. It's good to see them having fun with the media and enjoying the fruits of their labor. And that's what the game of football is all about. That's why we work so hard to get in these moments, and you got to live it up.
Mike, are there stuff besides because everyone talks about the intangibles with Burrow. He's so calm under pressure. He's cool. He's mature beyond his years. What are the actual physical traits in him as a quarterback that you like?
Well, I think he can move better than what people think, and I always felt like he could move really well, even when he was at LSU. And when he was the first pick, it was no surprise. I mean, I know he won the national championship, and that was evident, but it was like he can do it all. You watch some quarterbacks, and we've seen quarterbacks win national championships and get drafted in the 5th round, get drafted in the 6th round. And even I used to question why are these guys getting drafted so late. And it's always something, underlining, why they would be drafted in the lower rounds. But I looked at Joe and I was like, man, he just got everything. And when I break a quarterback down, it's not about your physical abilities. I got to watch you in 4 quarters and how you handle everything. Getting sacked, throwing a pick, throwing a touchdown, getting down, coming back. 3rd and 10, 3rd and 3. It's everything. And I just see that he has it all, man. And you know when you got it good when I tell you that. Zach Taylor can probably tell us better.
Now, Mike,
sure.
Whether it's a quarterback like Joe Burrow or Kyler Murray or Lamar Jackson for that matter, you see the way the game has evolved over the last decade or so. So do you ever sit back and think while you're watching the game on Sunday, man, I wish I was born about 10, 15 years later?
I do, to a certain extent. I also see that these guys are exerting a lot of energy out there. But it's for the greater good of the team, and football is a sacrifice. The quarterback position is a sacrifice. We give up a lot to make sure that our team ends up in the postseason and have a chance to compete for a title. And when we don't, we always feel like we got to bear the brunt of the blame, and that's okay. But, these guys now are doing so much. And the game has improved. Got to give a shout-out to the offensive coordinators out there who are helping enhance the game and make it better in terms of how it's defended and how guys perform on the offensive side of the ball.
I want to ask, too, about Joe Burrow's mobility in terms of the play calling, because it seems like with Aaron Donald and Von Miller and them that perhaps design rollouts might be the way to go for Burrow, but they haven't run many of them in Cincinnati. So my question is, with an extra week to prepare, how versatile can you make the playbook? How much can you add to it with that extra week?
It's a lot of things that you can always add. And every opponent, the opposition every week, when you're on the offensive side of the ball, they give you something different. And it's a lot of ways that you can attack. It's all about how can we do it so that we don't make our quarterback uncomfortable, one. We want him to go in and feel good about the game plan and not be thinking too much. So at the end of the week, we gotta gel and have an understanding. And how can we just push the envelope? How can we get the run game involved, make sure that the run game is efficient? How can we pass the football and make sure that we stay on course? That's what's most important. So, I think it's up to the offensive coordinator, obviously, to be on the same page with the quarterback and make sure that they mesh.
Real quick, Mike, because we're about to end the show, just a few more seconds. Who is going to win the game? Rams, Bengals?
I've been picking against the Bengals all year, and I hate it. I also feel like I've been picking against the Rams all year, and rightfully so for a couple weeks. I think we all did. But you know what, man? I'm going with my man Matthew Stafford.
He says Rams.
Hopefully the Rams
Michael
win.
Vick,
If not, I wouldn't
everybody.
be surprised if the Bengals
Thank you,
win.
D-Hop. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.